Knowledge comes with a cost.
Back the fuck up!
I did try to warn you. Your wife shouldn't have dug that hole, Jim.
Hey there, survivors! Welcome back to Episode Breakdown, the channel where we dissect every terrifying second of television's most mind-bending nightmare. I'm your host, Oliver, and if you're watching this, you've either already watched the From Season 4 premiere titled The Arrival, and you need to process what just happened to your brain chemistry, or you're a brave soul who wants every single spoiler before diving in. Either way, grab your talisman, lock your doors, and settle in, because this episode just fundamentally rewired everything we thought we knew about this show. And I mean everything. Now, I have to warn you up front, this is a full spoiler breakdown. We are going to dissect every scene, every line of dialogue, every implication about Julie's time walking, the man in yellow's true identity, and the absolutely devastating emotional collapse of Harold Perrineau's Sheriff Boyd Stevens. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what happened. And more importantly, you'll understand the terrifying new rules of the game. So let's not waste a single second. The town doesn't wait, and neither do we. Before we get started, be sure to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss any of our breakdowns. Let's get into the horror. The episode opens, and it does not give us a gentle previously on. No establishing shots of the diner, no comforting morning light. It throws us, and I mean throws us, directly into the final gurgling breaths of the Season 3 finale. The air is thick with the smell of pine and blood. And there, in the center of that clearing, stands the man in the yellow suit. Douglas E. Hughes, with that face that looks like it was carved out of old, hateful oak, has his hand wrapped tight around the throat of Jim Matthews. And look, we've seen the monster smile. We've seen them rip people open. But there's something much more worse about this guy. He isn't hungry. He's clinical. He's correcting a typo in the universe. Jim is choking, gasping for air, and just as we think we're about to witness the final act of murder, a figure stumbles through the brush. It's Julie.
Dad!
Julie!
Dad, you have to run. You need to get to town right now. Please, you need to listen to me. It's not safe.
This ain't our Julie. This is a Julie with shorter hair, harsher eyes, and clothes that look like they've been lived in for years, not days. She looks like a war correspondent who just walked out of a time loop. And the most chilling part? The man in yellow doesn't flinch. He doesn't hiss. He greets her. He looks at this teenage girl and says with a kind of weary familiarity, "When did you come from this time?" I need you to appreciate how hard this confirmation hits. We've been theorizing for months, ever since Julie threw that rope to Boyd in the dungeon, that she was a story walker. This scene doesn't dance around it. It puts it on a silver platter and serves it to us raw. She can move through the narrative, but she cannot change the ink. The man in yellow tells her flat out,
Didn't anyone tell you? There's no way to change a story once it's been told.
once a story has been told, it can't be rewritten. Then he delivers a line that sent actual shivers down my spine. He turns back to Jim, almost like he's bored, and says, "It's a shame you won't be around for the next part. It's my favorite part." And then, poof, future Julie vanishes into thin air. She's not teleported. She's removed from the frame of this specific chapter. Even the man in yellow looks slightly annoyed, like a reader who lost her bookmark. And then he finishes Jim. The life drains out of Jim's eyes, and the screen cuts to black. It's brutal. It's final. Jim Matthews is dead. The patriarch of the family that drove us into this town is gone.
You always tried so hard. It's a terrible shame you won't get to see what happens next. Because what happens next is my favorite part.
Now, before we can even catch our breath, the show shifts gears. We're on a road. A car approaches the fallen tree. Inside, a priest. Let's call him Father Richard for now. He sees the crows, he sees the tree, he whispers a prayer, and then, just as the Fromville curse activates, but let's leave that wreckage for just a moment because we have to go underground. We cut to the root cellar, the immediate aftermath of Fatima's nightmare pregnancy. Pegah Ghaffori delivers a performance here that is just shattered glass. She's weak, she's pale, but she's lucid, and she's trying to explain to Ellis and Kenny what she saw when that thing was inside her. She says it plainly, they were people once.
Those things in the woods were people once. They made a bargain with something horrible.
She reveals the monsters are not just demons from the forest. They were the original townsfolk who made a horrible bargain. They sacrifice something, likely their children, in exchange for immortality. The creatures we see smiling outside the window every night, they are the result of a deal gone wrong. Ellis wants to get her out of there, but Boyd is still deeper in the tunnels. Kenny, ever the loyal soldier, goes to find him.
Yeah, okay, come on. Let's go.
And this is where the episode delivers its most gut-wrenching no moment. Kenny finds Boyd standing in the dark, staring at something with a look of total, soul-destroying defeat. And then we hear the voice, that cheerful, wet, raspy voice.
We gotta get out of here.
Hello, Kenny. It's nice to see you again.
Hello, Kenny. It's Smiley. Jamie Maguire back from the ashes. He's putting on a fresh shirt like he just got out of the shower. He's smiling. This is the monster Boyd killed with his blood. The monster they dragged into the sunlight and burned to a crisp. And he's standing there, fully formed, taunting them. Kenny loses it. He screams, "We burned him!" And Boyd, with the weight of the world on his shoulders, confirms the horrifying math. He's the baby Kenny. Fatima gave birth to him. Think about the implications of this for a second. They didn't win. They didn't even scratch the surface. They fed the cycle. The town took their hope, the one thing that made them feel like they could fight, and it used it as fertilizer to grow a new monster. Boyd and Kenny slam that door shut and run, but the damage is done. The victory lap from season 3 has turned into a funeral march.
We burned him. We fucking burned him.
I know.
How did he even get...
Baby, I watched it grow. Smile.
You're telling me that Fatima gave birth to that thing?
Yeah.
Now we go to Colony House, and if the cellar was a horror show, this is a crime scene. Donna escorts Christy upstairs to treat Elgin, and folks, Elgin looks bad. Nathan D. Simmons is under a lot of prosthetic work here. His eye socket is a bloody crater. Sarah Myers is sitting outside the door, her hands stained red. She used a screwdriver. She did that. And Donna, the matriarch who holds this place together, just tells her to go before the mob gets back.
Any word from Boyd yet?
People are starting to come back. I should go.
Yeah, that's probably best.
Inside, Christy is stitching him up, and Elgin, racked with guilt, asks the question we all wonder when we watch these people make terrible choices. Do you think I'm a bad person? And Christy's answer is the thesis statement of From Season 4. She says, "I think this place does bad things to people." It's not forgiveness, it's acknowledgement that the line between victim and monster is completely blurred in Fromville. And standing in the corner, watching all of this with wide, horrified eyes, is Officer Acosta. She's holding an unloaded gun. She sees the torture, the mutilation, the lack of law. She's a pressure cooker waiting to explode.
Put that down. It's here to help. Oh, God, for fuck's sake, we all know it's not loaded. Just put it away.
But we have to go back to the man of the hour, Sheriff Boyd Stevens. The man who has said, "I gotta go," more times than any human alive. He's at the sheriff's station, and he's not okay. Kenny's trying to figure out the next move, but Boyd is ignoring him. He pries open a floorboard and pulls out a small rusted tin box. This is the scene that broke me. Harold Perrino deserves every award imaginable. He opens the box, it's full of bullets, a mismatched collection. "This is every bullet from every gun that's come through here," he says.
This is every bullet that we have, taken from every gun that's ever come through here.
And Kenny, bless his heart, asks why. Boyd looks up with eyes that are completely hollow. He's planning a mass suicide. He wants a head count. He wants to make sure there's enough ammo so that when the monsters finally get tired of playing with their food, he can offer the town a quicker way out. 47, Kenny whispers, relenting.
I'm gonna need a head count.
You need to stop.
We can either let those things down there rip us to fucking pieces, or I just need to make sure there's enough.
47.
Boyd nods, 47 bullets. It's the most heartbreaking inventory count in television history. The man who built the talisman system, the man who found the animals in the forest, has officially given up. But the town isn't done with him yet.
I did a count when we were doing interviews about town. We have 47 people.
47.
While Boyd is counting bullets for a funeral, Tabitha is returning with the kids, our present-day Julie and little Ethan. They don't know Jim is dead. They don't know anything yet. And before Tabitha can even find the words to lie to her children, a car crashes into the side of the sheriff's station. It's the priest's car. The priest is unconscious, bleeding, and the girl, Sophia, played by Julia Doyle, with a performance that is so deceptively good, is pinned in the passenger seat. She's got a huge shard of metal pressed right up against her jugular. She's wide-eyed, crying, and quoting Bible verses. It's a miracle, she says, because the metal stopped just short of killing her. It's a classic Fromville misdirection.
What's your name?
Sophia! Is my dad okay?
Wait, I just want to make sure he doesn't cut you while we get you out, honey.
We're so busy being relieved that this innocent girl didn't die that we forget to ask, why did she come here? They free her. They pull the priest out, and Marielle, who's on medical duty, notes that the priest had a seizure before the crash.
There was a tree on the road, and we were trying to find a way around it to get back on the highway. He made a sound, and then he just started shaking. I tried to steer the car, but he was just moving so much and thrashing.
Boyd hears this. You see a little flicker of the old Boyd. Seizures. Elgin had them. Sarah had them. Ethan had them. It's a connection to the town's frequency.
From what his daughter says, I think he had a seizure. I'm not sure what's wrong with him is actually medical. Based on what I've been told, it's not entirely uncommon.
Meanwhile, Jade corners Tabitha. He wants to talk about the big revelation from the finale, the fact that they are the reincarnations of Miranda and Christopher, two people from the original cycle who were supposed to save the children.
We need to tell people.
Tell them what? We have no idea what happened out there. We don't even know if it's true.
Tabitha shuts him down hard. She's not ready to carry that weight, and she definitely doesn't want the town to know they're special. She lies to Jade, tells him to keep quiet.
That you and I have been coming back here over and over again for centuries, trying to save children that are already dead.
And then she lies to her own daughter. This leads to the poltergeist scene. Young Julie confronts her mom. You don't even care that dad is missing, she accuses. And Ethan, that little prophet in a backpack, looks Tabitha dead in the eye and asks,
Is Dad dead?
No, honey, no, he's not. I don't know, maybe he's at the colony house or the RV.
Tabitha lies. She hugs them, promises he's safe in an RV. And the house reacts. The lights flicker, the walls shake, objects fly across the room. It's not a ghost, it's the story reacting to the emotional truth of the Matthews family.
What's happening?
Night falls. Boyd goes to Colony House. And this is the moment we've been waiting 4 seasons for. He doesn't give a speech. He doesn't rally the troops. He looks at Donna, Christy, Ellis, and Fatima, and he just breaks. I saw Smiley walking around. It doesn't matter what we do. We can't win.
I gave birth to one of them.
No, that's not what he's saying.
It's not just one of them. It's the one I killed that night at the clinic.
Jesus.
Christy warns him that if the town sees him like this, it's over. People will start throwing themselves off the roof. But Ellis pulls him aside, and Boyd, the sheriff, the Marine, the survivor, he hugs his son and sobs. I can't do it anymore. It is the most vulnerable human moment this show has ever produced. It's not about monsters, it's about a father who has run out of road. But while the town's heart is breaking, the monster is just getting comfortable.
Everything I've done, every sacrifice we've made, none of it matters. Fuck, it can't be for nothing. I can't. I cannot.
We cut to the clinic. Kenny is on watch duty, sitting next to the comatose priest and the sweet, innocent girl, Sophia. She asks him to pray with her. Kenny, tired and seeking any kind of peace, bows his head and closes his eyes. He falls asleep, and then the mask slips. Sophia opens her eyes. There's no fear in them. There's no warmth. She places a hand on the priest's head and whispers,
Wake up. That's better. Blink twice if you can hear me.
His eyes snap open. And then we get the flashback, the piece of the puzzle that makes you want to rewind the entire episode. We see the man in yellow in the daylight walking through the woods. He's digging a hole. He pulls out a dusty suitcase. He opens it. Inside is a little girl's dress, a conservative, modest, church-going dress. And as he stands up, his form ripples and shifts. The yellow suit folds into a mirage of static, and when it clears, he is gone. In his place is Sophia. Back in the present, the real Sophia, the man in yellow wearing the skin of a child, leans over the terrified priest. She smiles that cruel smile and explains the game. She tells him he has a role to play in this special story, and then she delivers the line of the night, echoing her earlier threat to Jim.
I'm sorry you won't be here to see what comes next. It's always my favorite part. This is when they tear themselves apart.
And as Kenny sleeps and the priest gasps for air, Sophia presses the pillow down. The screen cuts to black. And there you have it, the arrival. It's not the arrival of a bus, it's not the arrival of an ambulance, it's the arrival of hopelessness in the form of a bullet box and deception in the form of a teenage girl with a prayer book. Let's break down the state of the board for a second. Jim is dead, permanently. Julie is a confirmed story walker, but she's trapped in the narrative's current. Smiley is back. Killing monsters is off the table, they just respawn. Boyd is planning a 47-person mercy killing. And the man in yellow, the big bad of the entire series, is now sitting in the middle of town wearing a little girl's face waiting for the sun to go down. I want to know what you think in the comments. Is Boyd really going to use those bullets? What is Sophia's endgame here? Is she just here to watch them suffer up close? And how long before Jade and Tabitha's secret about being reincarnations gets out and makes everything 100 times worse? If you enjoyed this breakdown, please smash that like button and subscribe to Episode Breakdown for more deep dives. Hit the bell so you don't miss our analysis of Episode 2, because if this is just the start of his favorite part, I have a feeling we're in for a very long, very dark season. My name is Oliver, stay inside after dark, and whatever you do, don't let anyone new pray with you. I'll see you in the next one.